It don't happen, no. I want peace. I don't want trouble, according to my colleagues at this media industry or the comedy industry. Everywhere is I don't want peace. I don't want peace. But me, Ogute Daily Talk, I want peace. Make gonna hear this time before we proceed. Before I got anything to tell my people, then I will say it. DSS are able and ready to attack IPOB and uncover what they call a hideout of the IPOB in Delta State. But there's a video circulating online now. That video have a source. If you put that video on a tracking machine, it will tell you the venue, the location, the time the video has been taken, and the number of people that take that video. But Nigerian DSS and Army, they will not do that because those ones are their brothers. Those ones are their brothers. They are not able to trace Mamu when he was been negotiating with the bandits who attacked the Kaduna Abuja Pond train. They were not able to attack them. They were not able to track those Boko Harams that keep on terrorizing people, calling people on so many occasions for ransom. They will not be able to attack them. Now there is a trading video online where bandits or terrorists or whatever they're being called send a video of schoolgirls they are abducted in Zamfara State. And they threaten the general public and also the parents of those kids. They were all girls. That if they do not come for their daughters' release and pay the ransom, that they will marry them out. 1 week ultimatum. These girls were being kidnapped 6 months ago. The DSS and Army were not able to uncover the locations where this video is emanated from. Nigerians on our way done. Every eye is on IPOB. IPOB now have been used as a scapegoat to show that they are working, whereby they are not doing anything. IPOB now have become a cause. Become a cause on their lips. IPOB now have become the food they eat morning, afternoon, and night. IPOB, what have they done to the DSS and the Army? That is the question. Does it mean that this IPOB now is more deadly, which I know they are not? IPOB is just an organization, a movement for the actualization of Biafran freedom. Under the law of Nigerian state and that of the United Nations, which Nigerians are signatory to, under the Commonwealth, African Union, and ECOWAS, self-determination is never a crime in any way, both locally and internationally. But Nigerian system have turned it to be what? It has turned it to be, what do I call it? A crime that people come out and said, enough is enough. That you people have marginalized us enough. It is time we do what? We go on our own. We don't want. After all, what joins us together as a country have been expired since 114 years ago. You understand me? The amalgamation of Northern and the Southern Protectorate expired since 2014. So I think maybe some years, 7 or 8 years ago or 9 years ago, it expired. So I don't see the reason why you will force somebody that you must belong to where they don't want to belong, because you cannot join a human being that tell them that they must be in the same country with cows. Nigeria is the only country that the government value a life of a single cow, cow, more than 1,000 or 1 million of its citizens. Of course, look at what's happening in Lagos State. 2020, October 20, when the youth gathered and said enough is enough, police brutality must end. End SARS and end police brutality. The so-called owner of Lagos State, let me use it that way, the owner of Lagos State, whom his son is the director and owner of that very particular toll gate, Sheyi Tunumbu, they connived with Lagos State government with his father and the military, with police and DSS. They switch off the light at the middle of the night in the toll gate. There was total blackout, with people singing the national anthem of their country with their green, white, green flag. They were all murdered in broad day. They were all murdered with live bullets. Till today, the international community was silent over it. The Nigerian system said nobody died. Someone only came out and said nobody, they don't recognize any casualty. A lot of people that is involved in that very incident, most of them are still have bullets in their body, lying in the hospital simply because they don't have money to go for the surgery. Now, after 3 years, they now plan to do a secret mass burial for loved ones. People are rendered childless. Some homes don't have children now because of what happened at Lekki Toll Gate on October 20. The Lagos State government still have the guts, the temerity and audacity to come out and tell us that the Lagos State now have become a burial ground, whereby when you go to Mushi, you pick one dead body, you go to Lagos Island, and so they continue picking dead body from military cantonment to military cantonment until they gather all of them to 103 dead bodies that they want to unleash, or they want to do a mass burial coming soon. And look at the most funniest part of it, yo. They have mapped out 61,250,000 naira for the burial of slain NSAS people. Some families did not see the dead body of their loved ones. Some families do not see the corpse of their brother, their sister, their only son or their only daughter. And Nigeria, they keep on saying that this country will be good. Anyone that ever come out now and tell you, pray for Nigeria, my dear, if you see spit, pour on that person's face, because Nigeria, the blood of the innocent people that is crying on daily basis in this country will never allow this country to do good. And that is why the country keep on going left-handed instead of right-handed that other countries are going to prosper. Nigeria is the only country whereby a minister of education, none of his children, not even his extended family of 10th generation, is in the country studying. All of them study abroad. But he is the minister of education in Nigeria. This so-called Nigeria, a contraption, a mistake of a country. The minister of health in Nigeria is not even healthy. He keep on going. Every month he's going abroad to change blood. But whereby he's a minister of health in Nigeria. Can have Nigeria descended to become a zoo as being called by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I cannot tell. But it remains for the so-called leaders to answer this question. Nigeria is the only country whereby a minister of transportation, for once in his life, never go on the road, always fly on the air. Tell me, how is he going to know what is happening at the federal or state roads? That is the Nigeria for you. Nigeria is where they have minister of education that is even as illiterate as Okada riders or even Agboros on the street. That is Nigeria for you. Nigeria is the only country that a governor will stay for complete good 8 years. As a governor in his own state, he cannot erect even a single public clinic or hospital that will attend, even if it's only him that hospital will be attending to. At least that very state or the people will do what? We say at least we are saving money from medical trips abroad. That is Nigeria. Look at the case of Akeredolu. Akeredolu have been sick even before the election. But they have to rig the election and force people that they must vote for him simply because he wants to use the money of the state to go and treat himself. After the inauguration, where is Akeredolu? How many months now he has been out of the country fighting for his health? That is Nigeria for you. Well, all those words are story for another day. But make sure to hear this breaking news. Akoko Tuarake has been abducted by kidnappers. I think it happened last night. If you see this message, hold it to yourself. It's just a rumor. I have not found the authenticity of it. I'm still looking for a good and more verifiable means to get original message, whether what happened and why he was abducted. But this morning, the message came to me and I said, I need to let my people to know that the chief priest, where they do audacity for people, cannot even do audacity for his own self. What a word. The chief priest, where they condemn Madensi, his two bodyguards was shot dead by the bandits when they come to abduct him. So those bodyguards, they don't even have audacity and they are carrying guns. A chief priest that is giving people protection, that couldn't protect his own bodyguards. Is that a chief priest? Anyway, that's a story for another day. Let us go to settle the reason why we are here this morning. Please, do not forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, share, and also comment. It's very, very important. But the of them all, now to share. Make sure that this message get to every news and crannies of this country. Let your next door neighbor know what is happening at Okute Daily Talk. Let us go there. Troops of the Nigerian Army and operatives of the Department of State Service, DSS, have uncovered some hideouts of members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in Delta State. Nigerians understand that the joint operation of the security agencies was carried out on Sunday, July 23, 2023. According to the Nigerian Army, many IPOB members fled their various camps yesterday in Delta State, Asaba, capital, when security operatives engaged them in a gunfire on Sunday morning. The troops attached to the 63 Brigade garrison under the auspices of 6th Division of Nigerian Army and operatives of the DSS engaged the said IPOB and arrested one of the fighters during the gun duel. Confirming the encounter while addressing journalists in Abuja yesterday, the spokesman of the Nigerian Army Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu said that some assorted weapons were uncovered from their enclaves. Nwachukwu listed the ammunition recovered as 5 AK-47 rifles, 3 pump-action semi-automatic rifles, 1 G3 rifle, 1 single-barrel gun, live cartridges, an electronic saw, matches, an axe, and an IPOB flag, according to Nwachukwu. He said, in a sustained effort to rid Nigerians of criminality, troops of 63 Brigadier Garrison under the auspices of 6th Division Nigerian Army and the Department of State Service have an ongoing clearance operation destroy an enclave of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB and ESN at Asaba Delta State on Sunday, 23rd July 2023. The troops conducted a raid operation on the fortified enclave located in the middle of a forested high ground in the early hours of the day. The gallant troops overpowered the IPOB fighters in the exchange of fire that followed the encounter, compelling them to abandon their hideout in disarray. The troops have destroyed the enclave and are exploiting the forest in pursuit of the fleeing fighters. He noted that the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Tori Labaja, ordered that those threatening the peace of the country should not be treated with hand of kids' gloves. The Army spokesman said Labaja commended the troops and other security agencies for their efforts in the ongoing operation, charging them to sustain the momentum to restore sanity in Nigeria. Sowore, as you are surprised or as you react, in the same way Sowore reacts, and Lagos government denies mass burial for NSAS victims. Everybody is traumatized and reacted as well. The African Action Congress AAC presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Omoyele Sowore, had reacted to the denial by the Lagos state government of the mass burial of 103 protesters who were massacred during the October 2020 NSAS protest. Nigeria News area reported that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State had described as deliberate misinterpretation and sensationalization of reports that he approved the mass burial of at least 103 protesters who were massacred at the Lekki toll gate. According to a letter and dated July 19 by the Public Procurement Agency, the state government engaged the service of Messrs. Toes Funeral Limited, a private firm, at the cost of 61,285,000 to bury 103 bodies which were identified to be victims of the killings. But in a swift reaction in a statement on Sunday, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Olusegun Ogboye, said the victims were not part of the protesters at the Lekki toll gate. Reacting to the development in a tweet post on Sunday, Sowore said he was not surprised that the Lagos government would deny the planned mass burial of the protesters. The former presidential candidate said those responsible for the massacre of peaceful NSAS protesters must be made to pay for their crimes against humanity. He wrote, the Lagos state government have admitted that the NSAS victims' mass burial contract is legitimate. This is what at follow last criminals have been working on all day long. A watery denier to state that the 103 bodies being contracted for mass burial were not from Lekki Tollgate massacre, but from elsewhere. Some of their trolls today even claimed that those bodies were from other states. At Babajide Sanwo-Olu, at official baths, at Muhammadu Buhari and Buratai massacred peaceful NSAS protesters and must be made to pay for their crimes against humanity. Hashtag revolution now, according to Sowore. Terrorists released video of kidnapped Zamfara students abducted 6 months ago. Vow to marry them off within 1 week if their demand are not met. Wahala, no, they finish. This is terrible. This is very, very, very terrible. Their crime is being a Nigerian. That is the only crime they committed. Terrorist bandits have released a video showing the female students of Zamfara College of Art and Science who were abducted over 174 days ago, pleading with authorities to rescue them. In the viral video tweeted by a counter-insurgents expert and security analyst in the lecture region, Zagazola Makama, the students called on both the federal and state government to come to their aid. The kidnapped victims especially pleaded with the Zamfara state governor, Dauda Lawa, to rescue them and save them from being married off by their abductors. Nigerians understand that the students were kidnapped earlier in the year and the terrorists have demanded a ransom of 50 million naira to free them. In the video tweeted by Zagazola, one of the students, while pleading and crying at the gunpoint, said they had been in captivity since the administration of former Governor Bello Metawalle, who failed to rescue them till he left office on May 29, 2023. She said, for God's sake, our mothers were in the big trouble. We have been here since the administration of the former government. She said cheerfully, we have spent 174 days inside a forest. That is almost 6 months. For the sake of God, our mothers, who have no one apart from you, come and rescue us. The former governor could not rescue us. We are begging the new government of Dauda Lawa to help us. I am an orphan. My father is dead. Please help us for God's sake. My mother has no rescuers or resources. Please help us. These guys have vowed to marry us off within 1 week. The other 3 girls also lamented their frustration and begged the government to come to their aid. Wahala be like bicycle in Nigeria. Photos of Sanwo-Olu and the owner of the private funeral company, allegedly for the NSAS protesters, have emerged, and people are doing what? People are reacting. What could this be? This world, this life, no balance. Sanwo-Olu, may something good never come your way. May something good never come your way. Even if after this government, you must surely pay for your sins. You and your paymaster. In the wake of the revelation that Lagos State Governor Wide Sanwo-Olu has allegedly approved the mass burial of at least 103 protesters who were killed during the October 2020 NSAS protest. His photos alongside the owner of the private funeral company contacted for the service have emerged online. Nigerian reported that the state government engaged the service of Mass Stores Funeral Limited, owned by Taiwo Ogunsola in Lagos State. It was gathered that the Stores Funerals Limited, a privately owned and family-run funeral business, allegedly possesses the corpse of the slain 103 NSAS protesters. According to a letter seen by his publication, the bodies of the slain Lekki Tollgate NSAS protesters allegedly been hiding at the morgue for almost 3 years. Photos which emerged online capture Sanwo-Olu and the owner of the morgue. You can as well visit it and you will see exactly by your own self. Meanwhile, the People's Gazette has alleged that Sanwo-Olu approved the mass burial of the so-mentioned numbers who were massacred by joint forces of the Nigerian army, and the rest of the each is in history. Wahala, no they finish. These people, God must surely judge all of you. Speaking at the People's Gazette on the report, Chief Press Secretary to Governor Sanwo-Olu, Bayoga Akisele, said the government will release its response as soon as possible. Your plan to blackmail judiciary, judges will fail. President Tinubu fires Atiku. Yeah, this one, if you throw me, I throw you. If you throw me, I throw you. You people know what you are doing. We know. It's only the gullibles are dying on your people's fight. But my advice to you all out there, either you are batified, or you are articulated, or you are obedient. Be guided, okay? Be guided. These people, they are all friends. After all this, they will still gather in one hall, merriment together, drink, and also eat together. It's only the gullibles die in their fight. Let that never be your portion. President Ahmed Tinubu has stated that the bid of the People's Democratic Party PD presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar to blackmail the judiciary will fail. Nigerian news have reported earlier that Atiku alleged that there is a sinister plot by the ruling All Poverty Congress APC to undermine the Nigerian judiciary and democracy. In a statement on Saturday by his media advisor Paul Ibe, Atiku called on Nigerians to be vigilant while putting the international community at large. Say, we're gonna see what they happen and see what these people are planning to do. Anyway, that one is a story for another day, as you all know. Let us go straight to what Reno Omokri said concerning the viral video of Davido's new signing and what they got to say and how the video is offensive to the Muslim community. The same Muslim people that have make us to know that we have unknown bishops. Now they are crying, chai, this life no balance. Reno Omokri reacts as Muslims drag Davido over offensive music video. Former presidential head Reno Omokri has cautioned Nigerian singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, over the controversial music video of his signee, Logos Olori. Nigerian News earlier reported that Davido posted the music video on his Twitter page on Friday morning. The video as seen by this publication showed some people distressed in white clothes praying the way the Muslims do before launching into dancing as they recited some Quranic verses and prayed. Davido's signee, on his part, copied the Muslim style of praying while sitting on the floor of the building. However, the video generated controversy online as some netizens accused the video of disrespecting Islam beliefs and practices. Stupid set of people. Reacting to the development, Reno in a post via Instagram averred that it is essential for non-Muslims to respect the sensibility of Muslim Ummah. According to him, when people ignorantly trample on Muslims' sacred principles, it is important to address and redress those who feel hurt by the action. He further urged the videos to speedily make amends so that the issue could be laid to rest as soon as possible. He wrote, "It is essential that non-Muslims respect the sensibility of the Nigerians, Muslim Ummah in particular, and the world movements. These are honorable people who are steadfastly the teachings of the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In ignorance of their sacred principles, it is possible to cause unintended offense. However, when that is brought to light, there should not be any hesitation to address and redress those hurts. The gentleness of our brothers and sisters should not be taken for granted, and I urge anyone who has become aware of how their actions have caused a grief to adherents of Islam to speedily make amends so that the issues led to rest as soon as possible." And I ask you, Reno, you are quick now to come out now to address this issue. But when the issue of unknown bishops, I never see you anywhere. It seems like only the Muslims are the one that have been offended. But the Christians, they can do anything, talk anything about Jesus Christ or whatever the Christians believe, and see it, everybody will keep calm. Come on, nobody have monopoly to violence, and nobody have monopoly to making problems. But sometimes they should learn how to do what? Let something be. Let the sleeping dog lie. Not everything they must come out to comment. If what Tinubu and Shetima did during their convention in Abuja by hiring Muslims and wear them castles, Christian castles, bishop castles, and their caps for them to attend, just for people to say, oh, Christians supported their Muslim ticket. If KPAI could have been the one that did that, I'm very, very sure that today maybe that country will never be the same again. You are very, very quick to react to negativity. But when the positivity is out there, you will not say anything. I know that you have a negative mindset. Be guided. That is my watchword, and that is my advice to you. Nonsense. Wisdom is profitable to direct, according to so-called Reno Omokiri. APC vice chairman, he don't come out now. Can't expose Abdullahi Adamu's greatest sin, being the national chairman of All Poverty Congress APC. The All Poverty Congress APC National Vice Chairman Northwest Salihu Lukman has said the level of impunity under the leadership of the former national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu, reached its height when the former Nasarawa state governor tried to impose a presidential candidate on the party. In a statement on Sunday, Lukman said, apart from freezing the statutory organs of the party, Adamu tried forcing the then Senate President Ahmed Lawan on the party, but was swiftly cut to size to state governors of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was then an aspirant. He, however, regretted that the APC has continued to move from one leadership crisis to another in the past years. The APC vice chairman lamented that today, the National Working Committee has become a distant observer in the process of recruiting a national or a new national chairman. He said, after winning the campaign to get the caretaker committee organized, a national convention which produced the current new working committee led by Senator Abdullahi Adamu, in no time, the party was returned to the old mood of business as usual, whereby statutory organs of the party were frozen, no meetings of the party organs were taking place, and the new working committee became practically an observer, whereby the national chairman and the national secretary basically usurped the powers of all organs of the party. The height of it was when the national chairman attempted to impose Senator Ahmed Lawan as the 2023 presidential candidate of the party. Progressive governors and many members of the new working committee had to rise to the occasion and check the excesses of the national chairman, which produced President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the candidate of the party for 2023 elections. The rest, as is often said, is now a history, according to him. We are moving forward, though. Aisha Yusufu finally reacts as Lagos government Sanwo-Olu denies report of mass burial for NSAS victims. Nigerian activist Aisha Buhari has reacted to the denial of the Lagos state government of the mass burial of 103 protesters who were massacred at the Lekki toll gate during the October 2020 NSAS protest. They will keep on denying. After all, during the time of the shooting, they deny that there's no any casualty being recorded. Only for, what do they call him? Fashola to be walking with his hands on the back like Dibia, like Babalawo, to go and pick one nonsense camera. Now, this is the camera we see here. We can use it to. At the end of the day, nobody was prosecuted or whatsoever. People die in their numbers. A lot of people are still lying critical in the hospital because of that very issue. Till today, the federal government, the state government, and even the local government, the international community have not come out and tell us, oh, you have done bad. Look at what? Even no any single sanctions or whatsoever. Human lives in Nigeria have reduced to 0 points. To the extent that nobody is being respected again. Only their lives is what matters to them, because them and their family all is being abroad enjoying their life. Let us wait to this case of 70 million or 70 billion naira that the National Assembly want to swallow. The issue of Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the NSAS corpse that they want to bury. They will come back when the time is right to hunt for him and his entire family, no matter what. Posterity must surely judge these people. You lack common sense for planning to swallow over 70 million naira at the Blast National Assembly. No, sir, they do well. They would have come out and told us that a snake swallowed 70 billion. Or monkey use it to go and buy banana. Dara. A former Minister of Education, Obegeri Ezekwesili, has reacted to the reports of the allocation of 70 billion naira and 40 billion to cater for the needs of the lawmakers in the National Assembly, when the people they are ruling is dying in poverty. Not even single food they don't have. but they amount 40 billion to buy for sophisticated SUVs for the so-called lawmakers that make law that they don't abide to. Nigerians recall that the National Assembly had passed an amendment to the 819.5 billion naira 2022 supplementary budget, approving 70 billion as support for the working condition of the new lawmakers. Reports have also indicated that the Senate and House of Representatives will soon expand over 40 billion to purchase vehicles for lawmakers in the red and green chambers of the National Assembly. The question is, what happened to the one they have been using? These people receive CAF as a former governor, as a former Senate, as a former House of Rep members, as former Speaker, and so on. They are still giving them more. While the rich is getting richer and the poor keep on suffocating. Still yet, that Okpolo will still have the mind to come out and tell us, let the poor brief. They are cramming English. Useless set of people. Reacting to the development, Ezekwesili insisted that the lawmakers were void of common sense and compassion for spending such amount of money despite the economic situation in the country. She opined that they lack the wisdom to properly conduct public governance. Ezekwesili warned that a day of reckoning will come when the citizenry will no longer condone their excesses. Speaking via Twitter, she wrote, "You see those ones, void of common sense, compassion, and empathy, that call themselves lawmakers at National Assembly Nigeria, at Nigerian Senate, at House of Reps Nigeria, preparing to swallow 70 billion naira and purchase cars for 40 billion for the so-called principal officers. I pity them," according to Obi Ezekwesili. Those dishonorable members, you call them honorable, they are dishonorable members and distinguished senators called Nigerian lawmakers totally lack the wisdom to apply the meaning of enlightenment or enlightened self-interest in the manner they conduct public governance. Your excesses are way too much and need response from citizens to save this country. Otherwise, you can when the time is right. A man who come in Enugu tribunal to testify you for Peter Mbah's NYSC's authenticate certificate. He's a retired though. That is why that day the representative of Chijioke Edoga of Labour Party asked him, "Where is the accompanied letter that's supposed to accompany this thing from your office?" Said he forget it in the office. And where is the stamp? At least this thing is enough to change this man out of office. What kind of nonsense is that? Calling a retired somebody from the DSS. Even at the end of the day, they will not do this man anything because not them. Now, Hausa man who testified as DSS official to authenticate Peter Mbah's NYSC certificate is retired. Source revealed. A man identified as Isa Yahya Mohammed, who on behalf of the Department of State Service, DSS, testified to the authenticity of the passing out certificate for National Youth Service Corps NYSC of Enugu Governor Peter Mbah is allegedly no longer in service. Nigerian News reported on Wednesday that the DSS slammed the Nigerian Youth Service Corps over what he described as a shoddy investigation of the passing out certificate of the Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah. It was gathered that the secret police had, through a report, testified to the Enugu Election Petition Tribunal on Wednesday last week that the governor's certificate was authentic. The DSS slammed the NYSC for what he described as a shoddy and hasty investigation, with the conclusion that Mbah's NYSC certificate discharge was fake. The DSS had, in a statement on oath adopted by its representative, Mr. Yahya Isa Mohammed, at the ongoing Enugu State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal in Enugu, disclosed that the NYSC has misplaced Mbah's original file and opened a temporary one for him after he had returned from law school to complete his NYSC. The secret police said it discovered that the certificates given in Mbah's series were found to have been issued to corps members in Lagos, contrary to NYSC claims. Given evidence, Yahya, who also identified himself as a DSS Deputy Director, Operations and Strategic Department, said the security agency commenced an investigation into the discharge certificate controversy following a petition to it by Mba dated February 8, 2023. However, the fresh details have emerged that Yaya, the said DSS official, had retired from the service a few years ago. What a word. According to the Sahara reporters, a source in the secret police disclosed that Yaya retired as an assistant director of the DSS some years ago. This implied that Yaya wasn't an official of the DSS at the time of giving his account at the Enugu tribunal last week, got him arrested and got him prosecuted. One of the sources further said, contrary to Yaya's claim, the DSS does not respond to subpoenas as its mandate does not include such investigation that will require it to be summoned to open court season. He said Yaya, who testified at the Enugu Governorship Tribunal, is no longer with the DSS. He left the DSS some years ago, but some people are desperate to help Governor Mba with his case, and it involves some people at the top. So Yaya does not does dirty jobs for the DSS or recruited to testify in favor of Mba. It is not possible for the DSS to be subpoenaed on matters or on such matters, even when we are called to investigate issues such as certificate forgery by public officials. It is done discreetly, and findings are classified and shared only with the relevant authorities. It is unheard of to find a such rendering before the court or any member of the public facts and material from our investigations. It is not part of what we do here. It will be unheard of for the DSS to put itself in a position where it is seen to contradict a federal government agency. You must know that this service must be aware of the position of the NYSC National Youth Service Corps on the matter. NYSC has clarified that the man you are talking about, Peter Mba, did not obtain his discharge certificate from them. However, how can the DSS, a federal government agency, be contradicting another important federal government agency? It cannot happen. Our job here is to protect the integrity of the Nigerian government and its institutions and not to run them down. Another DSS source said there is no position like Deputy Director Operation or Deputy Director Strategy at the DSS headquarters, which Yaya claimed to have held. He added that we do not have such positions as you mentioned in our office. I don't know where that person came from, but it's certainly not from our office. In this document tendered by the so-called witness from the SSS or DSS, he described himself as the Deputy Director Strategy. I wish to inform you that the position of Deputy Director does not exist in the service, which what you hear is Assistant Director and then Director. When contacted for clarification regarding Yaya's case, the spokesman for the DSS, Dr. Peter Funanya, simply said, "We are investigating." And that is where we are going to stop our news today. So my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers, those who love what I'm doing and those who enjoy to hear my voice on daily basis. Now here we go take back our kaya and I go with one go. So in case if you never subscribe to my channel, this is the right time for you to do that. Like, comment, subscribe. The ogak of them all. Please share this message. Let it get to every nooks and crannies. Let know what is happening both in Biafra land, in Enugu Tribunal, and also in the Federal Capital Territory. That is the Fulani government of Nigeria. And I told you to take this. So make on take this one, they step down. Until you have a again, I see the men who could daily talk. Bye bye for now, my wonderful people. Until I come your way again. Kemesiano.